Yeah, we'll get started. So looks like we got a decent turnout here. Had a lot of people register, so that's good. Yeah, this is the weekly small business workshop that I'll be putting on. And uh, as I have said in all my notifications and things like that, I do want this to be interactive. I don't want to sit here and monologue and go over things. I'd like to get feedback and input and that sort of thing because I want this to be as helpful as possible for everyone involved. And yeah, we'll kind of go from there. Um, I'll do a little bit of an introduction of the format of the workshop just to give you an idea of what it is that's going to be happening. So we'll introduce the topic, each weekly topic, then we'll go in and do live demonstration, and we can talk about those things as we're doing the demonstration, but then afterwards, if there's any questions that we need to go over, we will do that. And then we'll have a homework assignment. So I think a homework assignment gets everybody engaged, and it's going to just add value to what it is that we're going to be covering. And then we'll discuss what the upcoming workshop topic is, and I can get suggestions from everyone on what it is that they might want to hear about or talk about in the upcoming weeks. So we will do that, and I will try to keep these things within 30 minutes. My goal and intent here is to keep it short, but yet be impactful. I don't want to have things long and drawn out and reiterate things over and over again. So we'll try to keep it to that 30-minute time frame. All right, so let's talk about our topic today, which is it's on virtual assistants or online executive assistants. A lot of people call them different things, but we're going to be talking about the whole aspect of having somebody that's attending your website. So first of all, the question is who do you currently have interacting with your leads? Who is it that is that kind of front-facing point of contact? So that's an open question. Anybody can answer and give me any type of feedback. All right.
A salesperson.
Okay. So you have the salesperson that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like got a comment that came across a C-suite. So it looks like the executives, that they would be that first point of contact. And then the question would be is who would be that ideal point of contact? Who would it be that you would want interacting with those people when they show up? Okay. Let's see here. Probably the sales team would be a good one.
Person, yeah.
Yeah. Or even just someone that can direct them in the right direction. I have here comment, typically an owner or a manager. Yeah. So the idea here is that we do want somebody interacting with our potential customers, and we want somebody interacting with our existing clients. So I'll give an analogy here. Just imagine you walked into a shop, and you walk into the shop and you see somebody standing behind the counter, and they don't say anything to you. They don't really interact with you. And it's just, it's like you're in the shop by yourself, but there happens to be another person standing there. And that's what most websites do, is when somebody comes to the website, they're just looking around, they're browsing, and they don't even have somebody that asks them, hey, is there something you're looking for? Is there something I can help you with? There is no type of interaction because they are just seeing the information that's readily available. And just like most brick and mortar businesses, if they come in the front door and they're looking and they don't happen to see exactly what it is that they were looking for in their line of sight, maybe it's on one of the back shelves or maybe it's somewhere else, they may just turn around and leave and say, oh, you know what? I didn't find what it is that I'm looking for. So that's the power of even just having somebody that can say, hey, is there anything that I can assist you with? Or I know sometimes things can be a little bit harder to find. What is it that you may want? So that's the power of a virtual assistant or a receptionist or a salesperson or whoever it is that would be able to interact. And that's where your live chat comes in. And most of the time, when we think of live chat, well, I'll ask, oh, what is it that comes to mind when you hear the word live chat? Is there any type of format or any type of thing that comes to mind to you? Okay. So the receptionist behind the scenes monitoring chats. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's some people when they think of live chat, they think, well, I got to have somebody that's dedicated to sit there and be able to be monitoring these things. So when somebody comes on the site, then they get a notification of, hey, somebody's willing to chat and they have to type in everything. I see here generic chatbots. That's another thing. Yeah, that's one of the things that is has been out there for quite some time is just a generic chatbot to say, I mean, we've all seen like, hey, what can I help you with? Those type of statements. Okay, so what we'll be talking about today is a possibility of having a virtual assistant of sorts, but we're going to utilize the power of artificial intelligence. So this is going to be an AI chatbot. So it's not going to be generic. We're going to be able to train a chatbot to be able to interact with your customers and give them some very specific information and to kind of be able to think on its feet a little bit, and we'll show you how that works. So first of all, what can an AI chatbot do? So when we look at that, the very first thing is it will be that first interaction point with your current customers as well as new visitors to the website. Generally speaking, you'll have a little pop-up that will be in the bottom corner of the website, and that's where it will be found. And we can have it set to whatever it is that you would like to relay as far as a message is concerned. You don't have to be general. It can be something that's a greeting like, hi, my name is, Stephen, and I'm here to be of assistance. If there's anything I can do, let me know. And it can be as long or as short as needed. Um, the bot can then be customized to whatever questions you're most accustomed to receiving as part of your business. So then the powerful part comes in where the bot is designed to be able to book that appointment and to be able to get somebody scheduled on a calendar and take down their information. But then it can also just, with your current customers, you can also have it feed information that is most common. Like, for example, there's a chiropractor that I go to, and he keeps odd hours. So every time I'm like, well, it's Wednesday. What time is he open? And then I got to go to the website. I got to go to the contact page. I got to look that up. Be super easy in order to just ask the bot, hey, what time are you open today? And you can get back that information. So it's definitely useful for current customers and some of the common questions that they have. But that's what your AI chatbot can do. All right, we're moving to the next. So let's get into kind of the nuts and bolts, or this is how it works. So I'm gonna share out this screen with you, and we'll go over the back end configurations of exactly how these chat bots function. Okay. All right. So in here, you can see there's several settings that we can go to. We're going to go to the bot training. So an AI chat bot is as good as the information that is put in. And you may think that that means that I got a lot of information that I need to put in there. Well, the way that you can have it work is you can have it actually crawl a website or crawl pre-existing questions and answers and have it ready to go in the matter of a few minutes. So in this example, so we have here where that chatbot is going to crawl. This is the chatbot on the Lojo website, and we have the core pages of Lojo itself, and then we also have other supporting pages that the chatbot has crawled and is ready to go. I've created a frequently asked question, and this is actually in a Google Doc that we can utilize as well for this. So I'll share that out. And then I'll ask the question, does anybody currently use like G Suite and utilize Google Docs, Google Sheets, that sort of thing? Okay, yeah, we got some yeses in here, I do's, yep. So it's pretty common. And the reason this works out well is because these pages are accessible to the internet. So therefore, this program can go ahead and crawl that. The software name that we're going to be reviewing here is Growth Genie 360. And Growth Genie 360 is a kind of all-inclusive marketing software that utilizes artificial intelligence for a lot of its functionality. And then it has a full-blown CRM in it as well. So we'll be talking, or that's what I'll be showing you throughout this process. Okay. So I'm going to jump back over here. Well, first, in this Google Doc, you're going to be able to put in all of your different questions and answers. So what are your normal business hours? We can put in there what our normal business hours are, about your services, that sort of thing. We can put in their references and links to places in the website. And what will happen is your bot will go ahead and scan all of this information and make that accessible. And then it will be able to utilize that in its algorithm in order to generate responses. All right, so I'm going to jump back to the Growth Genie 360 tab, and we'll show you a little bit more. The other thing is as you update your frequently asked questions, so as time goes on, that document should grow, where you're going to have more and more questions that people generally ask. And as you do that, you can always come in here and go ahead and refresh that. And then it will go, the Growth Genie 360 will go ahead and scan that document again and then train the bot with whatever information is on there. And then when it's finished, it will say that it has been trained. And it generally takes a few seconds to a minute in order for that to happen. Oh, so there we go. So it's now trained on any new information we put in that document. So if you don't have G Suite, or you don't want to have that online kind of repository of questions and answers, you can go ahead and put them in the system itself. And so we just go ahead and add a question and answer. And you'll see here, you know, like how long have you been in business? And then we have our answer in there. And this will serve as the same function as that sheet, but yet this is all inside of the system. Okay, so this is how we train the chat bot. And is there any questions that anybody has so far on kind of how that works? Okay. Got some comments. Wow, that's cool. Good, good deal. All right. Well, I'm going to continue on here. We're going to go over to the configure intent. All right. So as we mentioned before, you can have a chat bot that is, its function is to go ahead and just answer questions, general questions. If that's the case, then it's going to have that intent behind it just to answer and fulfill that question. We can also put the intent in there to go ahead and book an appointment. When we are going to this intent of booking an appointment, it really has a lot of power behind it, because now we're able to capture information that can go ahead and immediately go into our contact relationship manager, our CRM, that's part of Growth Genie 360, and then it can continue to follow up with that in an automated manner later on, whether it's through text if we get a phone number, or whether it's through email if we're grabbing their email address. But I'll show you a little bit about these prompts in here. So the prompt is very similar to what you would use in any type of AI situation. So have any of you used ChatGPT in the past? Okay, yep, I got some yeses. All right, so for those of you who have used it, you'll be familiar with this. For those who haven't yet used that, a prompt is going to have a series of information that you're going to give that AI in order to give it parameters to work within. So if we're looking at this and we're just reading through some of these prompts, like who is your chat bot, you can go ahead and put a name to the chat bot. And then you have your primary goal is to lead customers towards booking an appointment. And then you can have other parameters where you can have it maintain a casual, purposeful, and concise tone. You can have it avoid using emojis, or you can have it use emojis. And we can have different statements that we don't want it to make and different statements that we do. So as much information as you put into the prompt, it's going to just improve the overall outcome of how that chat bot will function. Okay, I'm going to jump back over here. I had a couple questions that just came up. Do you have to have a subscription to the software to use it? Will it work on WordPress or Wix websites? So the answers to those is yes, you do have to have a subscription in order to utilize a chatbot. And in Growth Genie 360's case, there is several plans that they offer that make that available, but it will work on pretty much any website that we can integrate code into. So if code can be put on the website, then it's good to go, which is just about everyone. So that will work with WordPress, and it'll work with Wix for that question. All right. So we have the prompts that we've gone over, and there are some assistance when it comes to creating good prompts. If you Google how do I make a chatbot prompt or other things like that, there's a lot of information out there on how to make some of these good and poignant chatbot prompts. Okay. All right, we're gonna get out of this one and we'll go to the next. All right, so bot settings. So what we have here is pretty simple. So we have an autopilot, which basically means that the bot is functioning autonomously, and it's going to go ahead and answer, and it's going to try to book appointments, and that's what it's going to do. If you have a live attendant, so if you do have somebody that's currently answering phones and they're there to be utilized, you can have it be suggestive. to where a live person can answer that, but yet the chat bot will go ahead and give them a prompt on, well, you could answer in this manner. And then they can go ahead and accept that, and it shoots it off to the person that's chatting. Okay. Some of these support channels, it can be on various support channels from Facebook, Instagram, website, so on and so forth. Just to give you an example of what that looks like, I'm going to go over here. So this is Lojo's Google My Business profile. And you can see here that it has chat with a live agent. When we go ahead and we click on chat with a live agent, our chat bot will pop up in this screen and it will be able to be utilized. Okay, and the same thing over on our website. You can see that with the chatbot, this is how it looks and this is how it functions. Okay. Let me jump back in here. I won't go too much into advanced settings, but basically there's a lot of parameters that you can set to say how long do you want the chatbot to wait before it responds. If you don't want these things to continue on forever, because there is a small charge that comes with each time the AI is interacted with. So you can put like a limitation on how many times somebody can be responded to, and then you can have it go to sleep at a certain time. In Growth Genie 360, there is a small charge per response, and it's 0.02 cents is what it comes to. But that would be interacted every time that the chat bot is functioned or engaged. All right, I'm going to jump over here into trial real quick. And let's see. Let's just checking the comments there. I think we answered those questions that came in about charges. All right, so let's say we want to test it out and we don't want to get charged for it. And we're just trying to see, hey, is this going to answer the question the way that I want it to answer it? Then we can go ahead to this bot trial and we put in here something like, do you do SEO? And we have it set on booking appointments. Chatbot's thinking, it's yes, SEO is definitely in our wheelhouse. We help small businesses grow. Want to chat more about boosting your online presence? So if we like this, we can go ahead and say, yep, that's a good response. That's something that I think would be appropriate. And if, let's say I said yes.
Steve, if you're typing on a different screen, we can't see it. We still see the...
I am sorry. Yep.
Yep.
All of the functions of Google Meet. All right. So I typed in here on the trial. Let me just rewind real quick on the bot trial. And then I put in, do you want SEO? I got a response, said yes, that's something that we want. And awesome, let's get the ball rolling. What name shall I put down as the best contact for your appointment? Okay, so just feed it here a little bit of information to give you the demo. And then what's the best phone number? So it's going to go through, it's going to gather my phone number, my email address, and then it's going to schedule a time in order for me to be able to meet. So that is the demo. Now, is there any questions that have come up during that? All right. Looks like we're good. Let's got a couple questions in here that just came in. One of them is, how long does it take to set up? So setup is pretty simple. I mean, what you saw me do in there, was the extent of training a chatbot and, checking some configurations and things. In order to get it on your website, it's a matter of grabbing some code, and it just takes a few minutes to go ahead and put that code onto the website that you currently have. We have on here, it seems like it's overwhelming with someone. Is there somebody basically to help if I get stuck or confused? Within Growth Genie 360, there is a chat bot. It's an AI chat bot, or they have live attendance. And there's plenty of help in order to get things set up and get those, get your questions answered and get you going. You even have the capability of setting up a live Zoom meeting and things like that if something is necessary. But most of the time they can get your questions handled right there in the chat. So let's see, how responsive is Growth Genie 360? Yeah, I think we kind of covered that. They get to you real quick in my experience. So yeah. All right. Well, let's finish this up with a little bit of homework, and then we'll talk about the assignment or what we're going to be discussing next week, and we'll go from there. So for your homework, anybody who does not currently have a frequently asked questions section, either on their website or as a document like standard operating procedures, if they don't have that, then I'm going to invite you to do that as your homework. Is go ahead and create one of those Google Sheets and go ahead and put in there all of the questions that your customers generally ask and generally will want to know. Just had a question come in here. It says, does this help with boosting my SEO? And the answer to that is actually yes. So let's say that instead of having these frequently asked questions on your Google Sheet, or instead of having it in the chat bot itself in that area, if you went ahead and you put that on your website and then you told the Growth Genie 360 index that particular page, having frequently asked questions on your website is definitely a way in order to boost your search engine optimization. Because what Google will do is it will scan that particular page, and then it will find keywords and phrases. And then as people ask those questions, it will be able to feed those to them in the form of search results so that your website has the potential of showing up. So not only does frequently asked questions help train your chatbot, but it will help you in your search engine optimization as well. Okay. So then the question came up, do I need to have a marketing company like you in order to get this set up? No, a marketing company like us is not necessary in order to get something like this going. You just have to have a subscription to the software, and you can be walked through the entire process to get your chatbot going. However, I will say that with a company like ours, we do offer many services that go along with that, because it's not just a chat bot that you're signing up for. There's a lot of very powerful tools that do need to be utilized, and you have to have some proficiency in order to get those to operate. So definitely a marketing company like ours can come in handy and be beneficial in that whole process, but it's not something that's necessary. Okay. All right, so we went over homework. Get those FAQ pages created and just have it on your radar as something that you'll continually add to. For next week, so next week's workshop, we're going to be talking about online reputation and Google reviews. And so not just how your company is perceived online via reviews, but what do these reviews do for you, and kind of how does that all work? So we'll be discussing that topic, but I would like to put it out there. What other topics, what other things do you guys want to learn about? Do you want to, delve into? Is there anything that's on the top of your head? And you just go ahead and you can feel free to put them in the chat, and we can grab that for future workshops. Okay. All right, beautiful. Well, I think that's about it. We came close to keeping it to 30 minutes. I think we started at about 10:05, so we are right on track. All right. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you for participating, and yeah, definitely if you have questions or other things, I'll be reaching back out to you, and we can go from there. As far as if you have further information you'd like about Growth Genie 360, or if you have questions about how any of that works and you want to go more in depth, I'm happy to do that one-on-one with you in order to give you a better understanding of it. All right. Well, we'll close it up for today, and thank you everybody for attending. All right. Bye-bye.